Namanda, 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 Namanda. Good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome to our family service this morning. Nice to have all of you here and there joining us for service. Today we'll have a Myokonin story to share. First, I would like to introduce you to our chairpersons for today. Serving as our chairpersons for today are horse and horse. We have native horse from Alaska, and we have his dear friend Shadow II. So Shadow is a little tag-along, so he's leaning on to native horse and hanging on so he won't be so afraid. So they came out because our other horse, the original Shadow, is suffering from horse virus. He's had fevers and a lot of discomfort, and it's been going on for about 3-4 weeks now. And so gradually she's become a little bit stronger, but we were very worried to have her ill and very contagious situation. So kind of like a COVID for horses, and we had to do all these protocols and have the vet come out and everything. So they were concerned about their dear friend and just sending their best wishes. So maybe later on they'll do omimai and come and visit Shadow, hoping she's feeling up to par. So nice to have them here for service. And as you can see, they have their masks on and reminding us to continue to be safe and cautious for ourselves and others. They have their onenju, so they are ready for service. I'd like to share our service order for today. So we will begin with the reading of the three treasures and the Rai Sanmon. Following this, I'll take my seat upon the altar for the chanting of the Sanbutsuge and the Sanbutsuge. So you can have these prepared so you can join in and participate in the service, chanting portion of the service. Nembutsu and Ekoku will complete the chanting, and then I'll come back here for our Dharma message for today. Okay? So with that, we will begin with the reading of the three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Rai Sanmon. Ninjin ukegatashi imasudeni uku. Buppo kikigatashi imasudeni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukatte tosezumba sarani izure no shou ni mukatte kakonomi o dosen. Daishu morotomo ni shishin ni sambo ni kieshi tatematsuru beshi. Mizukara butsu ni kieshi tatematsuru. Masani negawaku ba shijo to tomo ni 大道を体現して無常意を起こさん。自ら法に消えし立てまつる。まさに願わくば主情と共に、深く共造に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自らそうに消えし立てまつる。まさに願わくば主情と共に、大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。無常人人未明の方は、百千万号にも愛をことかたし、我今検問し従事することを得たり、願わくば如来の真実義を消し立てまつらん。ナモアミダウツ、ナモアミダウツ、ナモアミダウツ、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー。三部長、三部告げ。 Shuko enyo kai shin non pei yunyaku jumoku nyorai yogen chose murin shogaku dayon koru jippo kaimon shojin sanmai chie itoku muryo shushoke ujintai zennen shobun hokai gujin jino kugo gaitai mumyo yokunu seson yomu nino shishi jintoku muryo kukun kodai chie jimyo komyo iso shindo daisen ganga sabun zai sho kado shoji vifugedan fuse joi kai ni shojin yoze san mai chie ijo gosei tokun fugyo shigan isai kuku isadayan keshi ubun yakusen okuman muryo daisho shunyo goja kuyo isai shito shobun funyo gudo kensho fugyaku inyo goja shobun sekai bufu kage mushu sendo komyo shisho en shisho koku nyoze shojin nijin nanryo ryoga sabun koku dodai ichi goshu kimyo dojo chozetsu koku nyo nayon nimutoso gato aimin dodan nisai jipporai sho shinen shoujo ito ga koku keraku anon kobun shinmyo gaze chinsho ongan no hi rikisho sho yoku jippo seson chie muge joryo shison chiga shingyo keryo shinshi shofu dokuju gagyo shojin Namanda, 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 Namanda. Namanda, 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 Namanda. Good morning again, everyone. Nice to be able to join together for this family service. And today we have another Myokonin story to share. So to begin, please join me in Gassho as I read this wasan. When the waters, the minds, good and evil of foolish beings, have entered the vast ocean of Amida's vow of wisdom, they are immediately transformed into the mind of great compassion. Namo Amida, Namo Amida, Namo Amida, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. This wasan is from the hymns of the Dharma ages, and in this wasan, Shinran is saying that the minds of each of us foolish beings, when we have entered the ocean of Amida's vow, then our minds are transformed into Amida's mind, into the mind of great compassion. So when we become one with Amida, when we have attained this Shinjin awareness that the Nembutsu brings us towards. So today we have a story about Kihee. He lived in a village in the Hiroshima Prefecture, and so he was one of these people who had deep faith and appreciation of the Nembutsu teachings and Amida Buddha in his life. So he would recite the Nembutsu constantly repeating the Nembutsu, Namanda, 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 whether he's standing up, lying down, sitting, or whatever, working, whatever he might be doing, he might be mumbling beneath his breath, Namanda, 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 Namanda. And so he's known for this deep awareness and appreciation and constantly repeating the Nembutsu. So he had a good friend that was also very appreciative of the Nembutsu, and he was going to stay in the area and stay at Kihee's house. And so he came over, and after they visited, it's time to go to sleep, and he went to sleep, and Kihee would come and wake him up several times during the night. And so when his friend would be half asleep still and kind of waking up, maybe mumbling something, but if it wasn't the Nembutsu, Kihee would say, oh, no Amida here, no Amida here. And so, but when he would wake him and he would be startled, maybe reciting, his friend would be reciting the Nembutsu, Namanda, Namanda. So then Kihee would join him. He said, oh, how happy Amida's here, Namanda, Namanda, and be reciting the Nembutsu together. So just to checking on his friend and making sure that they're both in this appreciation of the Nembutsu. Wake him up a few times during the night, just to see how his mind is. So one day, Kihee and his wife were sitting in their small home by the fireplace, and she was weaving, maybe making a basket or something like that, weaving a hemp. And so they're sitting together, and the wife was kind of stretched out, not sitting with her legs tucked, but her legs were out as she sat on the tatami mat doing her weaving. And so Kihee took the tongs that are used to move the firewood and place more logs onto the fire, and he used those and kind of playfully pinched his wife on the leg, and then this kind of irritated her, saying, why are you picking up my legs with the fire tongs? And so he just told her, oh, since your legs were by the fireplace, I thought they were wood. And so this made her even more angry. So how can you mistake my legs for firewood? And so Kihee was then told her to behave carefully and mindfully in ordinary times is very essential. So the fireside this is where we cook the sacred rice that we offer to Amida every morning. And so when you're sitting there sloppily, inattentively, like that, then maybe we shouldn't be sitting so in that manner in the same place where we cook the sacred rice for the Buddha. So he elevates the situation of not just a home and a fireplace, but this is where we make the food for the Buddha and offer it. So maybe we should be a little bit mindful and not sit so comfortably, so sloppily like we do sometimes. This is why I told you. So in his Shinjin awareness of the Nembutsu, every setting is taken as a gift from Amida. And just as we give the rice offerings at our services, we do this with a mindful dignity. And perhaps we should strive to carry ourselves in every situation with the same type of mind. So he was reminding his wife that maybe she's sitting a little bit too comfortably, a little bit sloppily, and we all do this at home a little bit, right? But is this how we want to act and behave in the same place where we offer to the Buddha? So he's reminding her, he's reminding himself that whatever we do, we're always being provided this by the Buddha, and so we should act in an appropriate manner. And so as I was thinking about this story, kind of reflecting upon coming up, as a young student, studying Buddhism and going to services, and you kind of watch when you're in a service, a guest minister might come, or you might be in a situation at a seminar or something, but you watch the ministers as they come into the altar area, and they each have their own way and their own style, and I would see certain ones that maybe carried themselves a little bit more mindfully, a little bit more moving gracefully, and others, maybe they were scurrying about trying to get things done, a little bit less attentive than others might be. And so as I watched the ministers move, there would be some that really stayed in my mind, that kind of, in that sense, I would want to emulate. I want to move like so-and-so sensei. I want to reflect how he reflects to the people observing, people getting ready for service, how he looks as he moves about in the Onaijin area, and carrying himself with this mindful dignity, and try to carry myself in the same manner as I prepare for service and things. Sometimes you do get busy. Sometimes the time is running out and the important service is ready to begin. You want to make sure everything's ready, but you don't have to scurry about. There's enough time. Plan to have enough time to get everything done with a mindful dignity. So this story of Kihee and how he was playfully giving a message to his wife with the wood tongs and pinching her legs as if it was wood. So it's the same kind of thing to watch, and how we behave in whatever setting, how a minister might behave, how someone you can appreciate, how do they act, and how do we want to carry ourselves. So this is all a reflection of how we value our own movement, in appreciation that we have this opportunity from Amida. Okay. So with this, I would like to read this wasan once again. Please join me in Gassho and listen to the words. When the waters The minds, good and evil, of foolish beings have entered the vast ocean of Amida's vow of wisdom. They are immediately transformed into the mind of great compassion. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Anda, Namo Anda. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us today. I can now light the incense, and we can have our Oshoko, and you can prepare to do so at your homes, however you have set up to do, whether you're burning incense or using something other than that. So we'll close this service. Thank you again very much for being here with us. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Anda, Namo Anda, Namo Anda. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.